Hello friends, welcome to Engineering Concepts. In this video, I will tell about combustion section of a gas turbine engine. Combustion section. A combustion section is typically located directly between the compressor diffuser and turbine section. All combustion sections contain the same basic element, one or more combustion chambers, combustor, a fuel injection system, an ignition source, and a fuel drainage system. So, these are the basic elements of combustion section. We will discuss these elements one by one. The first one is combustion chamber or combustor. The combustion chambers or combustor in a turbine engine is where fuel and air are mixed and burned. A typical combustor consists of an outer casing with a perforated inner liner. The perforations are various sizes and shapes, all having a specific effect on the propagation of the flame within the liner. So, it is the element in the combustion section where fuel and air are mixed and burned. And if we talk about its construction, it consists of outer casing with perforated inner liner. The next one is fuel injection system. The fuel injection systems meters the appropriate amount of fuel through the fuel nozzles into the combustor. Fuel nozzles are located in the combustion chamber case or in the compressor outlet elbows. Fuel is delivered through the nozzles into the liner in a finely atomized spray. This ensures thorough mixing with the incoming air. The finer the spray, the more rapid and efficient the combustion process is. So the main purpose of the fuel injection system is in the combustion section is to inject the fuel in the correct amount in the combustor through fuel nozzle, and the fuel nozzle delivers this fuel into the liner in a finely atomized spray. The more atomization of the fuel, the more rapid and efficient the combustion process is. The next one is ignition source. A typical ignition source for a gas turbine engine is the high energy capacitor discharge system consisting of an exciter unit, two high tension cables, and two spark igniters. These ignition systems produce 60 to 100 sparks per minute, resulting in a ball of fire at the igniter electrode. So, if we talk about the ignition source of a gas turbine engine, there are various types of ignition systems used, and high energy capacitor discharge system is one of them. It consists of an exciter unit, two high tension cables, and two spark igniters, and can produce up to 60 to 100 sparks per minute. The next one is fuel drainage system. A fuel drainage system accomplishes the important task of draining unburned fuel after engine shutdown. Draining accumulated fuel reduces the possibility of exceeding tailpipe or turbine inlet temperature limit caused by an engine fire after shutdown. In addition, draining unburned fuel helps prevent gum deposit caused by the fuel residue in the fuel manifold, nozzles, and combustion chambers. So, if we talk about fuel drainage system of the combustion section, it is one of the most important system because it prevents the deposition of gum caused by the fuel residue in the fuel manifolds, nozzles, and combustion chambers. Also, it prevent hot start of the engine because if the unburned fuel remain in the combustion section after engine shutdown, then during the next schedule start, it create a problem because it can build a high fuel air mixture which can increase the exhaust gas temperature of the engine and can cause hot start. To efficiently burn the fuel air mixture, a combustion chamber must mix fuel and air efficiently in the best ratio for good combustion, burn the mixture as efficiently as possible, cool the hot combustion gases to a temperature that the turbine blade can tolerate, distribute hot gases evenly to the turbine section. To enable the combustion section to mix the incoming fuel and air, ignite the mixture and then sufficiently cool the combustion gases. Airflow through a combustor is divided into primary and secondary path. Approximately 25 to 35% of the incoming air is designated as primary and the remaining air is designated as secondary. So if we talk about the primary or secondary path, primary or combustion air is directed inside the liner in the front end of the combustor. As air enters the combustor, it passes through a set of swirl vanes which slows the air down to 5 to 6 feet per second and impart a vortex motion. The reduction of airflow velocity is important because kerosene based fuel have a slow flame propagation rate and excessively high velocity airflow could literally blow the flame out of the engine. Such a condition is known as flame out. So if we talk about the primary or combustion air, it passes inside the liner at the front end of the combustor, and there is a swirl vane at the front end of the compressor which reduces the velocity of the incoming air, and it also impart a vortex motion that could create a turbulence which is very helpful for the mixing of fuel and air properly. And secondly, the reduction of speed helps the and secondly, the reduction of speed helps to prevent the flame out because the flame propagation rate of kerosene based fuel is very poor. So if a high velocity airflow is flown to the liner, it could flame out the engine, and the condition is uh, arising, that is known as flame out. The vortex created in the flame area provide the turbulence required to mix the fuel and air properly, after which the combustion process is complete in the first third of a combustor. The secondary airflow is the combustion section flow at a velocity of several hundred feet per second around the combustor periphery. This flow of air forms a cooling air blanket on the both sides of the liner and centers the combustion flame to prevent contact with the liner. Some secondary air slows and enters the combustor through the perforation in the liner. These air support the combustion of any remaining unburned fuel. Secondary air also mix with the burnt gases and cool air to provide an even distribution of energy to the turbine nozzle at a temperature that the turbine section can withstand. So the main function of the secondary airflow in the combustion section is to provide cooling. It cools the temperature of the burned gas to a temperature that the turbine section can tolerate. Secondly, if some secondary airflow slows down, then it can enters the liner through the perforation, and then it can burn the remaining unburned fuel. Now you can see in this picture, the red one is the primary flow of air and the blue one is the secondary flow. You can see the primary flow flows through the at the front end of the liner, where swirling vanes are there which reduces the speed of the primary flow and provide a vortex motion which create a turbulence which is very helpful for the mixing of fuel and air properly. Secondly, it reduces the speed, which is very useful to prevent flame out conditions. And you can see the blue one is the secondary flow. It flows through the periphery of the liner. It can provide cooling, and you can see some blue arrows, that is some blue print you can see in the liner also. This is the slow secondary airflow which enters the liner through perforations. It can burn the remaining unburned fuel in the liner, and the secondary air cools the combustion gases to a temperature that the turbine can tolerate. The three basic type of combustion chambers are the multiple can type, the annular basket type, and the can annular type. They are the same functionally, but their design and constructions are different. Multiple can combustor. The multiple can combustion chamber consists of a series of individual combustors can that function as individual burner unit. This type of combustion chamber is well suited to centrifugal compressor engine because of the way compressor discharge air is equally divided at the diffuser. Each can is constructed from a perforated stainless steel liner inside an outer case. So if we talk about multiple can combustor consists of a series of individual combustor cans that function individually as a burner unit, and this type of combustion chamber is well suited for centrifugal compressor engine. And if we talk about it, materials used to make multiple can combustor. So stainless steel, perforated stainless steel liner is used. Stainless steel is used to make perforated liners inside an outer case. The individual combustor in the typical multiple can combustion chambers are interconnected with small flame propagation tubes. The combustions start in the two cans equipped with an igniter plug. The flame travels through the tube to ignite the fuel air mixture in the other cans. Each flame propagation tube consists of a small tube surrounded by a larger tubes or jacket. The small inner tube contains the flame and the outer tube contains the cooling and insulating airflow between the cans. So, in multiple can combustor, there is a flame propagation tube which is used to propagate the flame from the two cans which have the igniter source. So, in multiple can combustor, the first two cans which have the igniter source ignite the fuel air mixtures, and from these flame tube, the flame travels through all the cans and ignite the fuel air mixture. And each flame tube consists of a small tube surrounded by a larger tubes or jacket. The small inner tube contain the flame, and the outer tube contain the cooling and insulating airflow between the cans. A typical multiple can combustion section include 8 to 10 cans. Now you can see in this picture of a multiple can combustion chamber, you can see the fuel nozzle, combustion chambers, compressor discharge air, and interconnecting flame tube which is uh, used to circulate the flame through all the cans. And you can see in just below the multiple can, this is the combustion section and this is the cooling air. That means you can see combustion means the primary airflow flows through it, and the cooling air means the secondary airflow flows through it. Advantages of multiple can type combustion chamber: easy to replace a single tube liner and air casing, means the maintenance is very easy. Individual combustion chambers can be rig tested. Fuel spray to the secondary airflow matching is good. Flame tube are rigid and do not warp, because very important. Flame out problem is less in this type. Disadvantages of multiple can type combustion chamber: the complete system is heavy and engine diameter is large. Cooling airflow requirement is large due to individual wall area. Poor utilization of space. So this is all about multiple can type combustion chamber. In our next video, we will discuss annular type or can annular type combustion chambers. So thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe my channel. Thank you.